What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How To. Today I'm going to show you guys how to pick a lock using a paper clip. Let's do this. So what we've got here is a standard padlock, 7-pin padlock. The only difference is obviously this one here is clear. So this one here is a good padlock to be able to see exactly what's going on inside to help you develop your skills. So you can get these online, they're pretty cheap, only a few dollars online. So the aim of the game is there's a whole row of pins up on top that you guys can see. Okay, these pins are all cut at different heights. So what that does is that locks that barrel in place and doesn't allow it to turn. So what you have to do is simply bump up all these pins in line in order to be able to turn that barrel. So if we turn this around, you'll be able to see once it's focused. So that top little gold section on the inside, okay, you can see there that pin is the first pin in line. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these paper clips, so 2 standard paper clips. We're going to turn these into 2 little tools so that we can pick this lock. I've seen a lot of people do some fancy things online, turn them into rakes and individual picks and things like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do that, just very easy. Okay, all we're going to do is simply bend this one here down like that on a 45-degree angle. Okay, and I'll show you guys what we do with that in a second. With the other one, we're just going to bend it out straight all the way, or as straight as you can get it. Doesn't have to be precise. So bend that out straight. Once we've got it straight, we're going to bend the two to meet each other and just fold that down. So what you want to do in this case is this loop up the top, you want to get it squashed as much as possible. So if you put a bit of pressure on that, it should fold down. So once you're done, that's what it looks like, okay? So it's pretty simple. We haven't done anything special or difficult yet. Next thing you want to do is you want to put that loop down the bottom section of your padlock, okay, just at the start. So we only want to get it in, say about 1/2 centimeter, 5 mils or so, just enough to be able to get it in there and get a bit of grip. So right down the bottom, position it right down the bottom like that. And then once you've done that, you just want to simply bend that across. So get that in position, bend it all the way across, and now you've got your tensioning tool. So once you've got your tensioner ready, all you do is slot it in the bottom of the lock just like that. So you can see that's starting to actually turn the lock a little bit. There'll be a little bit of play in there before we actually pick it. So all you want to do is slot it in that bottom section. Using your finger, we're going to hold it in place and we're going to keep tension on there. One of the biggest mistakes people make is putting too much tension. Okay, so we don't want to actually force it. We just want to put enough to be able to turn it. So just a little bit of tension, just like that, is enough to actually open up that lock. So the reason why I bend it on a 45-degree angle is so that you can use it as both a rake and as an individual pin pick. So what we do, if we slot that in from this side, okay, you can see that's where we're aiming to hit those little pins up on the top. So what we do is we keep that up on the top section, slot it all the way through, and as I pull it up, you can see that I'm actually moving the pins out of the way. So what we need to do, you can choose, you can either sit there and pick it individual, each pin as you go, or you can rake it. So by raking it, it means you just slot your pin all the way through and then you simply pull back on all the pins. That'll give you the raking action, moving all the pins as you go along. So now we'll get started. So put your tensioner down at the bottom, put a bit of tension on there like we discussed before. Once you've got your tensioner in place, then you can slot in your pick. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to work these individually. So now that we've done that, we're ready to get started. So put the tensioner down at the bottom, put a little bit of tension on there, and what we're going to use, our pick. So you've got 2 options, we can either rake or we can individual pick. So I'll show you guys both methods. So individually picking each pin as you go. The upside about the clear lock is that you can actually see the pins. So it makes a huge difference when you're learning how to pick. So once we feel that click, now you have to remember that your tensioner is actually pretty weak because we're using a paper clip. Now I've felt that move. So if we have a look, you can see there it's on a bit of an angle. Now obviously if I pull this out of the way, paper clip's going to start to bend. Okay, we can actually do it for argument's sake, and that'll actually pop. Now we'll do it once again with the raking action. Tension on. And then just keep raking it. You just continue to keep raking those pins until you feel it give way. Once that's done, bang, nice and easy. If you find that the pins are actually really stiff or you've been working at it for a while, what you do is just let go of that tensioner. That'll reset the pins and the pins will all line up once again, and then you can start again after you've put the tension back on. So I'll just show you guys what I mean by resetting the pins. So let's say for argument's sake we've got the tension on. Okay, we've pushed all our pins up. Once you put that tension on, you'll find that the pins actually stay in position. So that's the whole purpose of the tension. As you pop up the pins individually, they'll actually line up and they'll hold in place. So long as you have tension on there, they'll hold in place. So let's say for argument's sake, I've been working at this for a few minutes, not getting anywhere. I can feel that the pins are a bit solid in there, they're not free. So what I do is I simply release the tension, and you can see those pins start to drop back down into place. So that's the whole point. So then we put the tension back on and we can get straight back into doing that. So there you have it, guys. There's an easy way to pick blocks using paper clips. No fancy or expensive tools needed. Very, very easy. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Like, comment and subscribe as always. If there's anything else you guys want to learn how to do in or around your house, put it in the comment section below and I'll be happy to show you guys how to do it. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Bill's How To.